Hello and welcome back to my channel. Today I've got a new Krispy Kreme review video for you. Krispy Kreme has just released these classic dessert edition donuts. Strangely, they've only released 3 new ones, but they have included the tiramisu, which is quite an old donut of theirs in this pack to round it off to 4. So a little bit disappointed they didn't bring out 4 new donuts, but hey, I'm more than happy to give them a try. The new donuts are a caramel slice, a chocolate mud cake, and a raspberry cheesecake. Now, I'm quite excited about the cheesecake one, as I really enjoy cheesecake and I like the raspberry flavours, so hopefully that donut's going to be really good. Very interested to try the caramel slice, as I do like the caramel. The chocolate mud cake I think will maybe be the least exciting, but I think it still should be pretty nice flavours. So anyway, here's a bit of a look at the box. The box is quite nice. I like when they bring out the special box editions. So let's open it up and have a look. Okay, so here's the donuts inside. A little bit disappointed with the toppings on the cheesecake one. I think I've been a little bit dudded there. The caramel slice still looks pretty good. And a good amount of toppings on the mud cake. And tiramisu looks pretty good. I can't complain there, but yeah, a little bit disappointed with the one I was looking forward to the most. But we'll see how it tastes. Okay, so first of all, this is the caramel slice. It's filled with a gooey caramel and it's dipped in chocolate and sprinkled with vanilla biscuit crumbs and caramel chips. Then the next one is a chocolate mud cake. Now that's a traditional glazed donut. It's dipped in chocolate ganache and topped with a chocolate icing swirl and finished with a truffle drizzle, which is the white drizzle there. That looks quite nice. And the one I'm most excited about is the raspberry cheesecake, which is filled with a raspberry flavoured filling and cream cheese. It's then topped with white truffle, shortbread biscuits, and dried raspberry pieces. So that sounds like the most exciting to me, even though the toppings are a little bit slim. I think the flavours are going to be really good on that one. So what I might do is try that one first. I'm not going to review the tiramisu one today. I have done that in a previous video, and I'll actually put a link in the description to that video. Yeah, so let's start off with the raspberry cheesecake. Okay, so here it is out of the box. Does look quite nice. I just wish it had a bit more toppings, but yeah, it does look quite good. It's got a fair bit of icing sort of on top. So let's do a cross section and have a look. Okay, so here's the cross section. I have to say I'm a little bit disappointed with the quantity of the filling. It does smell quite nice. And perhaps it will taste quite good, as the filling might be not overpowering of the donut itself. So I'm going to give it a bit of a taste test now and see how it goes. Okay, that flavour is actually quite good. It's definitely not overpowering. I think it just does lack a little bit of the toppings on top, and did need a little bit more filling. I think just perhaps a little bit more raspberry filling would have been good. But yeah, quite a nice flavour, but yeah, I do feel a little bit jibbed on that one. So let's move on to the next donut. Okay, so now we've moved on to the caramel slice. I think the toppings look pretty good on this. It's not too much toppings and not too little. And it's a good sized donut too. So let's do a bit of a cross section here and have a look at the filling. Okay, I'm seeing a little bit of a theme here, but the filling is quite small. You can definitely smell the caramel on it. It still looks quite nice, and the donut itself is large and solid. I think the one problem with caramel is it can be overpowering in flavour, so perhaps this one will work, being a little bit less filling. Yeah, I'm going to have a taste test now and let you know what I think. Okay, now that's quite a nice donut. I think the caramel being quite strong really shines through. It's not too overpowering. I really like the caramel chips and the biscuit crumb on top. I think that's a really good addition to the donut. I quite like this one. I think this one's pretty filling, so that would be so far my choice for perhaps value for money. The cheesecake one probably tastes perhaps a little bit better, but I am more of a fan of those flavours. But this one is quite nice. Okay, so now on to the last one. Okay, so last of all, we have the chocolate mud cake. Now this is sort of just your traditional chocolate glazed donut, but it does have of course, the chocolate icing and the truffle drizzle. So yeah, I'm looking forward to trying a bit of the icing that they've got in the middle there. That's usually pretty good in their donut range. And I think that's really what's going to make you think of mud cake when you actually eat it. The rest of the donut perhaps is just a bit more traditional, but yeah, looking forward to having a taste. So I'm going to do a cross section now and we'll have a look. Okay, there's the cross section for you. Now it looks quite good, like they've got a fair amount of the icing there. It goes all the way down to the bottom. The donut itself, this one actually, just kind of cutting it and looking at it, it feels a bit dry. Perhaps this donut, out of the other ones, is just a little bit older, or yeah, I'm not quite sure, but it looks quite dry. The smell is quite nice, and okay, I'm going to give it a bit of a taste test and tell you what I think, and then I'll give a bit of a review of all three. Okay, yeah, this one's not too bad. Definitely when you have the icing, it definitely brings to mind straight away a chocolate mud cake. Bit disappointed that perhaps the donut itself isn't chocolate. I think that would have been much better choice. I don't think it would have been too much flavour, but they have gone the traditional donut with the icing. Still not too bad. I'd say my favourite was still the raspberry. I'd say this would be the least favourite of the three. I don't think it's very exciting. But let's do a bit of an overview of all the donuts in the pack. Okay, so let's do a bit of an overview of these three donuts. The tiramisu one is very good. So actually, and funnily enough, personally, if I was going to have one of these donuts, I would probably choose the tiramisu, as the flavour's really good. It's a really good balance, and yeah, it's quite an older donut that they've put in with these new ones, but that's probably the pick of the bunch for me. As for the new donuts, I think the caramel slice is probably the best value for money. The donut itself is quite solid, a fair bit of topping, and it's quite filling. The chocolate mud cake I think was a little bit disappointing. I would love to have seen that as an actual chocolate donut, and then with the icing on top. I think that would have been really good. And the raspberry cheesecake was quite nice. But yeah, it really lacked a little bit of punch. I think it just needed more filling and a little bit more toppings, and it would have been probably the best one. But it's definitely a little bit different flavour to their normal range. So overall, I'm a little bit disappointed. And again, I wish they had brought out a fourth new one instead of recycling the tiramisu, even though it is a very good donut. Would have been nice to see a fourth new option. But overall, I'd say that these probably aren't the best donuts Krispy Kreme's brought out recently. They are some different flavours though, for a change. But yeah, definitely not on my top list. So I hope you've enjoyed today's video. I hope you've got something out of it. I've got many other Krispy Kreme reviews on my channel, so feel free to have a look through those. I will put a link to the tiramisu one in the description, as I have reviewed that before. And I've got many other videos on my channel too. Perhaps have a look through and see if there's something that you're interested in. I've got some travel and holiday videos, videos of my pets and other hobbies, and a few random videos that yeah, you might find interesting. So I hope to see you again, and thanks for watching today. Bye for now.